Hello. Just finished a 12-kilometer run to round off this week where I managed to do 50 kilometers. It's my first 50k week ever. And yeah, I made it. I'm super happy about it. It's the run though. Whoa, a lot of challenges on this particular run. It's first of all, it's a very windy day. Crazy wind. Oh. I'm like I've just been running with wind in my face for like 1.5 hours. And my hair is crazy as usual. So that was one of the challenges. It was a little bit cold, like when I was out in the sun, in the direct sun, it was almost a little bit warm. But as soon as I got in the shade, or especially when I was, you know, hit with the direct wind, it got really cold. But the biggest challenge I had was actually my neck. I had a really bad night's sleep, and I was lying in a strange position or something, and I woke up with like crazy neck pain. Probably shouldn't have run even, but I did anyway. And throughout the run I was kind of feeling like the neck was tight and painful, and I had to run this, my form was a little bit weird, and I just didn't feel good at all throughout the run. But still happy I did the run. It was still a good run in a way. And you know, sometimes these runs, when you have challenges, it actually turns out to be positive, because you're learning how to deal with challenges on the run. You're learning how to keep your willpower going and finish the run. Of course, there are times where you should actually stop running. You got to be realistic and know your body. Every now and then it's best not to run. But things like today with my neck, I feel like it was okay, it was fine. I'm glad I did it, because I managed to reach 50 kilometers, which is a goal I've been aiming for quite a while. I mean, this is the first week I actually tried to hit it, but I've been building up slowly, and 50k per week, I feel like that's a milestone. So good work. I had some water with sugar in it on my run, so I drank about 500 milliliters of water and about 60 grams of carbohydrate for about 1.5 hour run. And now I'll drink a little bit more, and then it's time for bananas. I've got a bunch of bananas with me as usual, and it's time to start munching on those. Anyway, I thought I'd go through my week with you guys and talk a little bit about how I distributed my 50 kilometers over the week, what runs I did, how each run went, and stuff like that. So let's head over to Strava and we'll talk about it from there. Alright, so here we are at strava.com. For those of you that don't know about this, this is a website where you can upload all of your training, and people can comment on it. It's a social media platform basically. I log everything here, so you can see my progression over the last year or so, all of the runs I did the last week, some stats. So be sure to go to strava.com and follow me there. This is my name, if you want to stay up to date with all my training. Anyway, as you just saw, I finished my first 50 kilometer week this week, and I want to show you guys, I'm going to go here to the training log, and I'm going to show you guys how that week looked in terms of how I distributed the kilometers, etc., and talk a little bit about each of the sessions. So here we have my training log, all of my different training. I'll go through all of that with you guys later to show you guys my progression over the last year. But first of all, today I just want to go through this week, which is my 51 kilometer actually week, highest mileage I've done so far, and talk a little bit about each of the runs. So as I've said, I've built up this slowly, and as you can see here, last week was actually a recovery week of only 20 kilometers following that race that I did, this one, a few weeks ago. So I recovered, and then I hit it hard once again, upping my mileage to 50 kilometers approximately. Of course, when you do something like that, when you up your mileage or when you add a new stress to your body, you need to make sure that you don't add additional stresses in as well. So because I was trying to hit a higher volume this week, I made sure that each of the different runs was easy in terms of intensity. Nothing crazy here, no interval training, nothing like that. Everything is kept easy and steady. It's all about just accumulating those kilometers. So as you can see, I did 5 runs, and this is a typical setup, weekly schedule for me. I typically do a rest day on Mondays, always a rest day, physically speaking. Today is a Monday, and by the time you're watching this, it's probably been a couple of weeks since I actually did this this video. But that's why I'm making this video now, because Monday is a rest day for me. I got lots of time, and I'm spending it to do some extra work on the computer and catch up on some emails, etc. So Monday's rest day, then I do 3 days of training in a row, and then I follow that up with it's not a rest day actually, I go to the gym typically on this Friday every week, do some strength training, and then I follow that up with two runs as well. Sundays I do my long run, that's why it's a different color than the other runs, it's a long run, and that's the run I just spoke about to you in the car. Slow and unpleasant 12k, crazy wind and a painful neck. Made it to 50k this week. And each of these have a sort of title, as you can see: slipping and sliding 10k mudfest in the rain, easy 8k on the road, worked hard to keep it easy, etc. And that's the cool thing about Strava. If you follow me, you can see every post I make, and you can go in and take a look at the run. Let's have a quick look at the runs. I've opened them up here, so we can go to the first one. Tuesday was a 10k run for me, mudfest in the rain. It was raining, it was dreary, it was horrible weather, and I headed out on the trails, and it was like ice skating. It was so much mud. And then we can go down here, and you can do this by yourself if you want. You can take a look at my pace, very up and down type of pace, because all the mud. And you can look at my heart rate. Bear in mind my max heart rate is about 210 beats per minute, so that gives you, because it's all about relative heart rate, relative effort as compared to your max capacity. Going through the trails here, through the forest a little bit, a fair bit of up and down. You can see the elevation behind here. And so yeah, good day. I ran in my Ultra Lone Peak 3.0 Neo shell. They were perfect for those conditions. And just want to mention that I'm not sponsored by Ultra or anything like that. That would be cool though, to be sponsored. But for now I'm not. And I bought those shoes with my own money, so it's not like a paid product placement or anything. But if you feel like buying those shoes though, I will put a link in the description, and that is an affiliate link, which means that if you click that link and end up buying the shoes, I actually get a small commission for sending you there. The price remains the same for you though, so it's a good way. If you are to buy those shoes, you can buy it there, and that will help support the project. Same goes for my watch, the Garmin Forerunner 630, any other gear that I mentioned, etc. I'll put the link in the description, you can check it out there. Anyway, enough about that. Moving on to the Wednesday run. Because I did a fair bit of up and down on that run I just mentioned, I wanted to keep my 8k run this day very flat. So I was just running, as you can see here, it's fairly flat. And when you look here, you can see I was just basically running back and forth on the same sort of flat road. Using different shoes today, Ultra the One 2.5, because they're more of a road shoe. Just keeping it easy, working hard to keep it easy. As I said, sometimes it's not easy to keep it easy. It's suddenly you end up running too hard, but you want to keep your easy days easy and your hard days hard. And because I'm upping my volume this week, I wanted to keep all my runs easy. Next day, Thursday, another easy 10k, again on the road, a little bit more vertical this time, and finishing up with the hill here, 1 kilometer long hill up to my house on the road. Yeah, really tough, but I managed to keep it fairly easy though still. keeping my heart rate pretty low, but as you can see here, it's progressing, going up throughout the run, and finishing off with somewhat of a high heart rate of about 160, 170. But again, that's fairly easy for me compared to my max heart rate. Then a morning run for me. Logistically, I had to do a morning run, which means before breakfast this day, but that was fine. Again, just back and forth on that flat road. Nothing exciting this week. I typically do a lot of trail runs and stuff, but so muddy nowadays, it's been raining a bit and stuff, so I just stayed on the road. Plus that way I was able to do a flat run for most of my days, which made it easier for me to manage the 50 kilometers without too much problems. Finishing off the week, of course, with my unpleasant and painful run, which I talked about at the beginning of this video. Very beautiful run. I love this route, 12.5 kilometers through the forest, mostly on gravel roads, so not really any hardcore trails or anything. Fair bit of vertical, nothing crazy though. It was hard. I was not enjoying that run. I mean, yeah, my neck was hurting and stuff. If you want to know the details, you can again follow me on Strava. Go in and click on the link there, and you can look at everything I wrote about that run here. Anyway, let's go back to the training log. That's really it. It was really cool for me to be able to hit 50 kilometers. I feel like that's a milestone. You know, from now on, I'll basically, you know, I was able to hit 50 kilometers, and typically I would distribute the kilometers a little bit differently. For example, I would make my long run about 15 kilometers probably instead of 12, a little bit longer. And Thursday, I would probably do 12K and do that like a semi-long run, and then I'll keep the other runs a little shorter. And that's what I'm going to do this week. But because it was my first week at that higher volume, I wanted to spread out the load as evenly as possible. That's why I did it this way. Anyway, that is it. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for subscribing to this channel, The Lone Trail. I'm excited to share my journey with you guys. I'm gonna share all the details with you guys just like we did here today. Let me know in the comments what you think about this video, what you think about my training. Tell me about your training. Remember to go check me out on Strava, and also if you wanted to buy any of those products that I mentioned, you know, the shoes, the watch, whatever, the link is in the description. It's an affiliate link. We will get paid. It's a good way of supporting the project, and I hope you're having an awesome day wherever you're at. I sure am. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.